Today we will be discussing the game Overwatch. Created by Blizzard Entertainment, Overwatch is classified as a team-based multiplayer FPS. Upon its release, Overwatch quickly gained popularity and won the title of Game of the Year in 2016. Blizzard was already a popular company, so players were eager to try the game out. Much of the game's success can be attributed to the unique take on the FPS genre. Overwatch also creates a lively play environment, which contrasts the more serious atmosphere of other FPS games. There's a lot of detail that Blizzard puts into the game, whether it be through the unique maps modeled after real-world places, the varying game types, a consistent addition of content, or the personalities of each hero. For normal competitive play, the constitutive rules are that the match is 6 players versus 6 players. The operational rules of the game include having a maximum of 6 non-AI players per team, with each playing a unique hero. Other operational rules are that the player can only change heroes in the spawn room, and teams with the most progress win. An implicit rule is that you should work with your team to win and not be toxic or abusive in chat. Each map type has multiple map locations that will be randomly selected for each round, with some locations having multiple possibilities. So the first map type is Control, where both teams begin an attack and fight to capture set objective points. Once a team secures an objective, they become defenders and must hold the point until the progress bar reaches 100%. Examples of this map type are Ilios, which is modeled after Greece, Lijiang Tower, which is modeled after a Chinese market, and Nepal, which is just Nepal. The second map type is Assault, where one team is on defense and the other is attacking. Defenders must prevent the attacking team from capturing their objectives. There are 2 objectives labeled Objective A and Objective B. For each point, there is a capture bar that is split into 3 sections. This allows for teams who do not fully capture an objective to gain progress points. The opposing team will then have to make more progress than the first team in order to win. Examples of this map include Temple of Anubis, Hanamura, and Volskaya Industries. The third map type is Escort, and it is similar to the Assault map where there is a defending team and an attacking team. Rather than capturing a point, the attacking team must push an objective, which is termed the payload, through multiple checkpoints. Both teams take turns pushing the payload, and the team who can push it the furthest is the winner at the end. There are also hybrid maps where the player must capture an objective point and then push a payload. Examples of an escort map are Junkertown, Watchpoint Gibraltar, and Route 66. Examples of a hybrid map are Kings Row, Hollywood, and Eichenwald. There are other game modes and maps available within Overwatch with different objectives to achieve. For example, there's Lucio Ball, which is a 3v3 soccer match with players only playing the hero Lucio, Capture the Flag, No Gravity, or Free For All on Chateau Guillard. Players are represented on the screen by heroes. The heroes of Overwatch are grouped into 4 categories: offense, defense, tank, and support. Offense characters are generally the highest damage dealers, and Tracer acts as a good example of this. She possesses the virtual skill Blink, which allows her to teleport forwards, and Recall, which allows her to jump back in time 3 seconds. Tracer is optimized to dive in and cause havoc for an opposing team's backline. Defense heroes offer a range of utility with differing abilities and no clear role like a tank or healer. For example, Widowmaker and Hanzo are snipers that are useful for getting picks to create 5v6 scenarios. Bastion and Junkrat are meant to deal insane amounts of damage. Torbjorn's turret is a nuisance for any attacking team trying to dive in, and Mei has the ability to freeze opposing heroes and create a huge barrier with her ability Ice Wall. Although these heroes are labeled as defensive, there are many times players use them offensively. As for tank heroes, they are tasked with disrupting enemy lines and creating safe spaces for teammates. One can compare the hero Orisa to the hero Reinhardt. Both have shields that soak up damage for the team, but neither has the same playstyle. Orisa is capable of attracting the enemy's attention and disrupts enemy positions, while Reinhardt acts as a moving barrier. D.Va is another tank with a different playstyle, and while she has the defense matrix, her high mobility and rocket ability allow for her to have a more aggressive playstyle. Support heroes have the role of healing or providing shields and damage boosts to teammates. Myra is a new hero that has strong AoE healing but also has the ability to inflict damage on enemies. Mercy is the classic healer. She provides healing, damage boosts, and with the unique ability of Resurrect, she is able to revive a dead teammate. Even with the distinct grouping of heroes, there is a variety of abilities that lead to different playstyles, ensuring that even if a player is forced into a role they had not originally wanted, there may still be a hero that caters to their tastes and skill level. Every character has the base actions of moving, jumping, and meleeing, with the optional ability to use emotes and gestures. At the same time, each hero has unique abilities and roles within a team, allowing for players who prefer certain playstyles to always have a hero to play. The main abilities of each character allow for a certain number of resultant actions to take place. Some examples include the targeting of certain heroes over others, gaining the high ground, or saving an ultimate ability to combo with a teammate. Certain heroes have built-in counters to other characters, so someone like Genji could deflect Widow's headshot, or Zenyatta could use his ult to defensively counter a number of other heroes like Soldier 76, Reaper, Zarya, and Genji. There are also varying skill levels for heroes which can add to the excitement for seasoned players, while still ensuring a level of accessibility for new players. The heroes and their abilities also add to player agency. The hero a player chooses will impact the outcome of the game almost as much as the player's in-game play choices. Players will need to have physical skills, mental skills, and social skills to play this game, although the level of mental and physical skills also varies depending on the hero played. Overwatch was released on a number of platforms including PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. I should add that the entirety of this video, aside from this part, will be discussing the game from the PC player's standpoint. For console players, the game has to be balanced differently, with the developers understanding that controllers just do not allow for the same amount of accuracy as a computer mouse. For console, heroes like Mercy or Torbjorn are more valuable because of their lock-on abilities, while Ana or Widowmaker are significantly harder to play compared to playing on a PC. Aside from aiming, the movement controls on a controller are generally just as good as using a keyboard. For PC players, only a mouse and keyboard are necessary, although for optimal play, a headset and working microphone should also be used. PC players will predominantly be using the mouse to shoot, although they combine other actions like crouching or meleeing to the mouse, while the keyboard allows players to move, gesture, and use abilities. The game requires Wi-Fi both to play and to update or patch the game. PC players also have the extra benefit of having the PTR, which stands for Public Test Run. The PTR will be discussed later on when I go over game development. Along with the heroes of the game come game objects. There are many objects within the game, with a lot being specific to certain characters, but a few significant objects available to every player are the payload and health packs. The payload has dynamic attributes of appearance, movement, and speed. The appearance of the payload changes to suit the map being played on, varying in shape, color, and embellishments. The payload's movement attribute has the states of uncontested and not moving, moving towards the objective, moving away from the objective, and contested and not moving. The speed of the payload is determined by how many heroes are in range of it, with 1 to 2 attacking heroes resulting in a basic, slower speed, and 3 to 6 heroes optimizing its speed so that it moves faster. The payload has the static attribute of healing per second, with it having the ability to heal 10 HP per second for any attacking team member standing on or in close proximity of the payload. It also has the static attribute of route, where regardless of where most of the fighting occurs, it will only go down the same pathway integrated into the game. The game offers some navigational affordance by highlighting the path of the payload at the start of the game. The player is also able to infer the route of the payload without the highlighted path by observing the setting. There are obvious roads or paths that the payload follows, with large archways or doors acting as the checkpoints. For the team who pushes the payload second, glowing yellow lines on the ground represent the distance that the team needs to progress to in order to win. Overwatch also has systemic affordance in that players will know that the game centers around fighting because characters all wield items designed like weapons. As for health packs, there are 2 types in the game, small health packs and large health packs. Health packs have the dynamic attributes of amount of health restored, usage, and respawn time. Small health packs restore 75 health, and large health packs restore 250 health. Health packs can enter the states of unusable pre-game, usable, used and respawning, and unusable hacked. Small health packs have a default spawn time of 10 seconds, but can be hacked by Sombra to reduce the time by 25%, or to 2 seconds. Large health packs have a default spawn time of 15 seconds, but can be hacked to reduce the time by 25%, or to 4 seconds. All health packs have a static attribute of color, symbol, and location. Each health pack is predominantly blue in color and always has a red cross symbol on it. On each map, both types of health packs will always spawn in the same place. There are a variety of gamer types that play Overwatch. It is well suited for those who enjoy action and excitement, as the changing maps and enemies allow for fast-paced action with the player constantly having to anticipate the enemy's next move. The social aspect is also key to Overwatch's success, and engages players who enjoy competition and community. This is seen through the optional ranking system and the available statistics of every hero played. Meanwhile, the community built by Blizzard allows players to interact at events like BlizzCon or various expos. Mastery also fits in with the competitive aspect of Overwatch, with players striving to improve their accuracy, execution of strategies, positioning, and team communication. According to Bartle's taxonomy, players who are killers and social would enjoy the game. There is a small amount of the game that accommodates achiever types, with the implementation of loot boxes and coins, but there is also an achievement system where doing certain actions as a character will unlock achievements that sometimes reward players with special sprays. Perhaps even less obvious is the way that Overwatch appeals to explorer types. Blizzard has hidden Easter eggs throughout the various maps. These include references to other games, special voice interactions between characters, and hidden areas. For example, this dancing robot on Volskaya Industries. When considering why Overwatch is so exemplary, the sheer amount of dedication to all player types should be considered. For Lindsay Grace, Overwatch would fall under the category of action because reflex response is crucial for the game, and the game centers around fighting. Loot boxes are rewarded upon leveling, gained from special events, or from completing weekly arcade missions. Loot boxes reward players with a number of prizes: skins, voice lines, hero highlights, sprays, icons, emotes, and even coins. Coins act as a resource within the game and can be gained by opening loot boxes, and while it takes a while to gain a lot of them, it is possible to hoard them. Coins can be used to buy everything that a loot box offers, with the exception of more coins and icons. In this way, skins, sprays, and all the rest act as collectibles, and Blizzard adds to this by having a new, unique event skin throughout the year. For Overwatch, some of the revenue comes from game sales. Overwatch costs $40 to buy, and while that may deter people who aren't willing to shell out money for a game, all heroes are unlocked to you immediately after purchasing the game, and no additional payments are necessary to play the game. Besides this initial purchase price, you can also pay to entertain. Any purchases that you are able to make are purely for cosmetic purposes. As mentioned, you can buy loot boxes which contain cosmetic items. Some items are very rare or time limited, enticing players to purchase more boxes in order to obtain these rare items. Overwatch's distribution model is direct to gamer, as Blizzard is the developer and also distributes the game directly to the gamer through their own game client. Any sales profit from game sales to cosmetic purchases goes straight to Blizzard. They are also in charge of advertising for their own game. Every so often, Blizzard has periods where you can try the game for free or purchase it for a lower price, enticing new players to join the community. Blizzard also puts out cinematic trailers and teasers for their new heroes on social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook. These cinematic trailers provide an external narrative for the game, although the game itself has no impact on the story but merely changes to fit within it. Because they are a big gaming company with other games, they're able to reach out to a vast amount of people who follow them. In fact, Blizzard's effectiveness in building community ensures the success of Overwatch. The franchise has been a huge success, and the sales of loot boxes are not the only source of revenue for the company. Game merchandise is sold to players with items like diva statues, t-shirts, keychains, posters, and even beach towels. There are some who believe that Blizzard's business model has no sustainability because Overwatch has set itself up as a one-time experience. There seems to be no hope for expansions in the form of DLCs or sequels. While loot boxes do bring in revenue, it is possible that the value of skins will start to decrease as players begin to unlock them all. It has been suggested that in the future, Overwatch will have to find new ways to make revenue, and that relying predominantly on cosmetics can only last so long. Regardless, this is just speculation. Blizzard was still able to successfully use loot boxes as a large source of revenue in its early years, and one cannot simply ignore the success of the company's growing franchise. Aside from that, before entering the gold state of game development, Blizzard had a beta period, where a select amount of players were offered early access to the game. This hyped the game and ensured more copies were bought once the game was officially launched. The night that the beta was opened, Overwatch was the top viewed game on Twitch, with over 200,000 viewers watching the new game. There were over 7 million people who signed up for the beta, with 9.7 million actually playing in the open beta. Blizzard has a huge team that works solely on maintaining Overwatch. Jeff Kaplan, the vice president of Blizzard, explained the post-production process of the game. He explains that a team of about 100 developers are split into audio, art, engineering, production, and design groups. These people aid in finding bugs, improve audio systems, deal with legal issues to make the real-world representations fair, deal with hackers, and provide new content in cinematics or in-game items. Along with this is the PTR, which allows players from the community to provide input on what works well and what isn't working within the game, as well as test out changes before they go live. This Let's Play was brought to you by Hayley Vendiola and Zhao. Thanks for watching.